Welcome to CJ Moneyway Media, a storytelling platform built brick by brick, where conversations become lessons and experiences become perspective. This is the mindset of a panther, moving with patience, discipline, and purpose. From podcasts to books to media storytelling, CJ Moneyway brings voices, journeys, and real conversations to the forefront. You're now listening to the CJ Moneyway Show.
What's up, my good people? Welcome to the CJ Moneyway Show. Conversations built on patience, purpose, and the mindset of a panther. I'm your host, CJ Moneyway. Today's conversation is about something bigger than real estate. It's about relationships, mindset, purpose, and what it really takes to build a lasting legacy in business and in life. My guest today, Debbi, top 1.5% realtor nationwide, 4-time author, podcast host, coach, entrepreneur, and she does a little thing, some stuff on the side. I can't pronounce it, so I'm not going to chop it up like that. For more than 30 years, Debbi has built a career helping people navigate some of the biggest transitions of their lives, from first homes to downsizing, major moves, reinvention, and everything in between. But what makes her story powerful is that she doesn't just teach sales. She teaches mindset, purpose, and accountability. Hey, welcome to the show today, my girl Debbi from LA, which she said I gotta take a flight there, you all. I gotta see LA at some point in my life. Hey, say, what's up, Debbi?
Hello, how are you? Thanks for having me on the show. I love this already.
Thank you for taking the time out your busy schedule to join me today. Debbi, let me ask you this. Your journey. What first inspired your passion for real estate and helping other people?
So those are two different things. In the beginning, there are two different things. So when I was growing up, I didn't know what I wanted to do. The only thing I knew I did not want to do was real estate. My father was in real estate. He did syndication and had bought and sold buildings and shopping centers. And remember, back then, there was no cell phone, there was no DocuSign, there was no social media. You know, you were tied to a landline, tied to your office, tied to your home. So it was very different. So I just didn't want to have that kind of be tied down. And so years later, I went through college. I was like, what am I going to do? I haven't really found my purpose. So I was 25 years old. And I'm always, when I'm talking to as a guest and when I'm speaking to on my podcast and I'm asking questions of my guests, I'm always talking to that 25-year-old self. When I was 25, I was like, wow, I went to school. I went to Cal Berkeley. I went to college. I'm passionate. Like, what is it? What's that thing that's going to drop from the sky? And that's going to be my purpose and passion for my life. I had zero idea. So I was 25 years old. I was engaged to be married, ended up not marrying that person. He's a very nice person, but I was just like, I have to find what is going to fulfill me. And it's not just going to get married and be a housewife. Not that that's bad, but that was in my vision. I needed to do something. So I was 25 and I started writing. One of the things you just said, what inspired you to help people? I've always had that. I'm a Cancer. I'm July 14th birthday. I'm a very passionate person. I want to help people all the time. Top of the list. I want to help people. I want something that has a beginning, a middle, and an end. I needed closure. I wanted homework. I wanted to come home at the end of the day and it wasn't over. I wasn't sitting at a 9-to-5 job and then coming home and it doesn't mean anything. I wanted homework, whatever that meant. I didn't know it was real estate. I wanted to meet people of different cultures. I'm 100% Sicilian, although I'm American. I'm from here, multi-generation, but I am Sicilian and I'm curious what makes people up. When you look at an African-American person, there is so much history you don't know. Like Indian, so many different people are made up of so many different things. And for me, that is super interesting. So I wanted to meet and learn their culture and people from all over the world. And anyway, long and the short of it, I didn't want to get married. So I left and I went back from LA to San Francisco. And eventually, in a short period of time, probably within under 2 years, I ended up starting in rentals and in real estate in San Francisco. And it was fast. I was meeting people. People are coming from all over. I was meeting people. I was having great conversations. I was helping them. It's a big transition when someone is relocating and coming into a new city. So I got to help them and show them around. And then a couple of years later, it translated into sales. But helping people was always the core of what I do as a philanthropist, working in charity work, mentoring people, helping people in real estate, coaching people, talking on my podcast, whether it's your podcast or my podcast, we're helping people, right? That's why we're here. We have that need to help people and educate people.
Yeah, being a servant. I was just talking to somebody about that the other day. So before I go any further, I want to wish you an early happy birthday. You say July 14th. And so you say you was 25 when you had these thoughts. So looking at you now, I guess you're going to be 35 on July 14th.
There's a few decades in between.
We'll leave that out. Hey, so let me ask you this, Deb. Before I go there, let me ask you this. Because you said you didn't want to be in real estate. Because that's what your father did. And a lot of times we don't want to take on things that they did. You know, we want to create our own paths and things of that nature. And so when you finally came to that realization, you say you went to California, 2 rental properties, things of that nature. How big of influence was your father in your decision making?
He has been an influence, whether I liked it or not, my entire life. When I moved back to San Francisco, I needed a job. He got me a job at World Savings and Lending. I did not like that. I'm a people person. I didn't want to have to deal with the money and all the stuff that went around with it. I really like to work with people. So he helped me into that. And he was always an influence saying, try it. If you don't like the job, get something else. Let's find out what it is you like. So he's always been a huge support. So everything I do in real estate is, and my son now, our son now, 29 years old, is involved in real estate with us. It wasn't a plan. We never said he had to do it. Yeah. But we learned through osmosis, right? Whatever your family's doing, you're just there, you're hearing it. So it was so natural to me. But he had a huge impact in what I do, and we think the same. And it's really great. It's really incredible to continue the legacy and to have my son in it now. I've been working with my husband for 35 years in real estate, and my daughter had her license for a short time in New York, but she says, Mom, I don't really want to do this. And I said, all right, you don't have to. Go try something else. So she's been in publishing media at Hearst Media for 10 years as a talent booker and working with publicists and celebrities and everything, but very different from what we do. But real estate it's a family affair. It has been in our family.
That's what's up. And so, you did tell us the real age, not the real age, but then you just said that you've been with your husband for 35 years. So that takes my 35-year-old concept out of the equation. Yeah. So you told on yourself there, Debbie. Not
okay,
me.
But I don't know. I actually am taking a test for my biological age, so I'm waiting for those results. So I think we're going to get under 35.
Hey, so let me ask you this, Deb. Your mindset. What led you from real estate into mindset coaching?
Yeah, so I'm still in real estate, not going to quit. We'll continue to do it. As you build your clients over the years, you continue to work through the generations and work with their families, etc. So I won't give up real estate, but I always like to add things. I don't really subtract things too much. But I love coaching. I've always loved helping people. I've had multiple interns that I've helped over the years, and agents who come into our office and coaching them, and coaching agents outside of the office. And then really anyone, I helped someone who had wanted to write a book for 20 years. And I said, I'm going to coach you to get it done. And she did. And now she's on her second one. But she just wasn't, and in my book, Mindset in Motion, and when I introduced the Mindset in Motion method, I didn't know it at the time when I was coaching her to get through her book, but I used all of the tools in my method to get her through to the other side after 20 years. And then I've helped other people. Someone, her sister had committed suicide. Her friend had gotten a head-on collision and died. She was, going through so much. And it was amazing. I don't know if I could have picked up the pieces, but I helped her through what she was going through to focus on what she wanted to do. And we did some pretty amazing things. I don't want to sound weird, but I see visions, and I saw her doing something and we made it happen. I said, I see you speaking on stage. And even though she was in Utah, this person was in London. I said, I see something happening, and it happened. But I can help anyone, really. Anyone, I can help them. I mean, they have to help themselves. They have to want to. But if someone wants to do something, I can help them get through the other side. So it's just a calling. It's just something I have inside me, and I just see things a certain way. So however I can help people and inspire people. And that's what my new book, is all about mindset in motion, activate purpose, power, and peak performance.
Let's get it, y'all. Mindset in motion. I mean, because I think that's interesting where you say that this lady, lost a sister and then a friend in a car crash. That's some devastating stuff. You know what I'm saying? Just mindset mentally or whatnot. And then for you to come along, be a mentor, coach, and things of that nature, and to help her get through a lot of that, a lot of that trauma.
Yeah.
And things of that nature. So I'm going to bag you on that one. I do believe that you can help anybody. Hey, so let me ask you this. In the real estate business, about growth.
Okay.
How has the industry evolved over the last 30 years?
Oh, wow. Here, I'm dating myself. You know that little thing called email? It didn't exist.
Email didn't exist?
We did not have email. I can tell you to the day when I finally realized I had to embrace it. I was sitting at my desk and I'm like, why don't people just call you? What is this? What is this? The same thing with text messaging. I later learned about it by accident when I finally learned about text messaging, there had been, 6 months, a year before, my client had texted me, but I never saw it. I didn't know what it was. I'm like, thank God they didn't fire me thinking I wasn't paying attention. I just didn't know what text messaging was. This is a long time ago. Yeah, a long time ago. But yes, it has changed and evolved, and it's evolving at the speed of sound. Is that sound right now? It's just, with AI and everything, but we didn't have email. We had the phone, and I loved it. I love talking to people. So it's really hard now. And I want people to listen. Don't let go of talking and human connection. That's AI cannot replace us, but you also have to build that connection and continue to build that connection with your client, with your family, with your friends. You can't do everything by text or social media. You need to pick up the phone. And in order to be successful in your business, you need to be able to do that because there's lots happening. So I have to call a client later today and we have to talk about the inspection and the foundation issue. We have to have a heavy conversation. It's going to require a haircut in the purchase price. So you can't just text someone that. You need to you have to be compassionate. And you have to have a conversation. So conversations happen in all shapes, sizes, and forms in different scenarios, but do not forget to pick up the phone. Don't get lazy. Don't try to pawn it off on a text message. Pick up that phone.
She say, even if it's not a gentle conversation, if I got to cut some edges around here to get in your buddy, let you know, like, hey, because you're right. Because, Debbie, if you texting me and you telling me that some of my money finna be cut short, hey, I need to talk to you face to face.
Exactly.
We need to talk ASAP. And so let me ask you about this because it seems like your leadership quality is far and beyond, a lot of others. Why are relationships so important in long-term business success?
Right. People have to. So you work with people you know, like, and trust, right? So we work with people that we know, like, and trust. They're going to help us. They're going to understand. They're going to have compassion. They're going to pick up the phone when we call. So sometimes I'll get calls from people I don't even know, but they'll know about me and they'll ask me, oh, I know you don't know who I am, but can you help me with X? So my reputation is out there, even if I haven't met the person yet. I rarely say no, if ever. If someone asks me for something, and oftentimes I don't know the answer. Sometimes I do, but sometimes I don't. But guarantee, if someone calls me with a question, I will try, if not succeed, to get the answer to them because we have so many resources, not only through Google and ChatGPT and Claude and all the different ways we can gather information. We are also uber connected with people all around the world, right? Now I know you, CJ, and I can call you if I need a favor of someone in Indiana, 30 minutes from Chicago. Yeah. I heard that. I know that. So I can call you. Hey, CJ, I need a real estate agent in your area who's really good and knows this area so I can refer a client to you, right? It's like whatever it is, I need X, Y, or Z, being available to those people, answering their call. And if someone needs to hear your voice or it's a quick, see you in 10 minutes, see you in 30 minutes, see you tomorrow at 2. Okay, yes, perfectly fine. But you need to build a relationship with someone. And I'll just go a little further. So today I've been doing one-on-one meetings all day through Zoom all over. I'm visual. So someone was in Florida, everyone's all over. You're in Indiana. People are all over the place. I was on a big Zoom with people. They were all over the country. So I like to get what's really important, other than the personal phone call or chat, is I like to get people's address. When I'm done with this, I want you to send me your mailing address, not your email address. I want your mailing address. I want to send you a card. So when I send you a card, I have you in my database. I'll remember this conversation. I'll also have your address. I'll send you a card. You're going to remember me. I have gone through the act of writing a note, so you're going to be more reinforced of who you are and what you do. And then you're going to get a card from me and you're going to be like, oh yeah, I remember, because you're interviewing so many people on your podcast. I want to stand out. So if you're looking for a realtor in California, or if you're looking for a realtor literally anywhere in the world, I have a contact. If you want to get a golden visa and move to Portugal, I've got your team, your attorney, your investment person, and your realtor. So I want to be remembered for that. If you want me to come speak at your next event, I want to be that speaker. So you need to be remembered, but people remember you too if you're kind and you're helpful. So I lead with giving. I lead with how can I help you? How can I be of service to you?
This episode is brought to you by CJ Moneyway Media, where podcast ideas become platforms. Through the Moneyway Lab Masterclass, CJ shares real lessons from the lab for creators building their voices brick by brick. From powerful guest conversations to storytelling that inspires growth. CJ Moneyway Media is about one thing, building legacy through stories. Learn more at cjmoneyway.com.
Music style.
I like that. Thanks for that nugget, Debbi, about the address. When you get off, let me get your address, and then just a simple card where you remember me, I remember you. I like that. I'm going to start using that method starting today, because I'm going to need your address. When I get to LAX, I'm going to need a ride to Staples Center.
Right. We'll get you some Laker tickets and straight to the Lakers.
Oh, yeah. I definitely need your address. I got your phone number, but I need your address. Hey, so let me ask you, because it's a big thing about this. I was just reading something, Debbi, about home buyers and going to basically, as far as, first time home buyers, they relevant for the older buyers or whatnot. But let me ask you this. What mistakes do first time home buyers make most often?
Reading too many books. All of our areas are very different. Buying real estate from state to state is different, from country to country is different. So you need to have a local realtor to explain it to you. I don't want to hear the buyer say, well, the book said this. Well, the book doesn't know what's going on in our little micro market. And when I say that could be the East Bay, the Oakland, Piedmont, Berkeley East Bay, that differs from San Francisco across the bay 20 minutes. That differs greatly from the Los Angeles area, the way they transact real estate. There are transfer taxes. There are so many different ordinances. I'll give you the 5 things that you should do, but your realtor that you're going to work with, hopefully it came from a referral, or you vetted them, or you had conversations with a couple of them, but they're going to be your conductor. They're going to be guiding you through the process. So as your buyer's agent, I'm going to make sure you're pre-approved with a reputable lender who knows our area standards. That's one thing. And then you want to educate them about the market and then how to write an offer. That differs too. I remember when my old boss in San Francisco was going to write an offer over here, and I said, oh no, you can't put in a contingency of 20 days. We put 0. We do all that up front. So if you want to win a deal, if you want to position your buyer for success, you need to follow the local ordinances, the local customs in order for you to prevail in most markets.
Y'all listening to Debbi. Debbi say, we ain't taking no shortcuts. She gonna give you the whole thing, lay it out, because I've never heard somebody say, we gonna write an offer, a proposal, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. Hey, if you want it, she said, if you want to go to Oakland, Oakland, East, the Bay Area, where my boy E40 at. She say she got you. Hey, so let me ask you this. Oh, I told you I'm LA at heart. I just ain't never been there. So,
You gotta come.
so let me ask you this, Deb. Coaching, you're talking about that earlier. What is your life chapter formula and how does it help people grow?
My life chapter. Well, I would say for me, it's leading with kindness and service. So once you can be unselfish and lead from service and giving, everything else will fall into place because the rest of it is knowledge and experience and time and boots on the ground, right? So whatever it is, you're a service, product, or brand, lead with kindness. I mean, let me go back to this. So we would stay at the Four Seasons Hotel, and every time we're at a Four Seasons, it didn't matter where we were. We were staying in, I think, Baltimore, Maryland, because my son was at camp, but of course I'm a Sicilian mother, so I'm like, we're going too. we'll make a vacation out of it. We can go to the camp, and we're going to stay at the Four Seasons. So, and we had no business going to Baltimore. We had nothing there other than Chase was a camp. So we're from California. We're like, well, that's a vacation for us. We've never been here. It was very beautiful. Anyway, I asked the pool boy, I said, why is everyone at every Four Seasons always so kind and always so nice? And he replied, I wish I knew this boy today. He replied, he said, they treat us the way they want us to treat each guest. Now, wherever you go in the world and whatever Four Seasons you go to, and I won't talk about other brands, but it is the only brand that is consistent. Now, you can also buy the Four Seasons book, who is blanking on the founder of Four Seasons, but you can read his book, which I have next to my bedside in my LA home. And he talks about the Four Seasons and how it evolved. But that's what I want to be. I want to be that level of service. So one of our taglines is luxury is a service, not a price point.
I like it. Hey, Debbi, when I come to LA too, you got to show me.
I will.
Nothing about Four Seasons. I've heard of it, but I don't know nothing about Four Seasons. You got to give me that experience too.
I will.
It is there. Reinvention. How do people stay motivated? As you were talking about earlier with the young lady that you helped write the book that went through multiple things, how do you help people motivate through difficult life transitions?
Yeah. So those are two different stories. Let's talk about the book person. So I think I can say now she wasn't really in a great marriage and she had kids and she was busy and she was doing it all. And her book started long before the kids. And I think just life gets in the way. So I was talking with a coach on my podcast the other day and I said, when someone says to you, what do you say when someone says, I don't have enough time? And she said, time, we all have the same amount of time. It's not about time, it's about priorities. Is it a priority of yours? So I actually just cut right down to it. It's like, do you want to write your book? Do you want to get through this divorce? Do you want to get through the empty nest? Do you want to get through this death? Whatever it is, first we have to establish, do you want to? I can do great things for you and help you, but you have to do the work. So first of all, we have to identify and I have to get them to announce, yes, I want to do this. So once we get to that part, then we're on the runway. Then we've got, so in my 5 steps, but I'll go to the last one right now. We've got to get them to activate. We've got to go over their hurdles. What's holding them back? The author, when we were talking about, we were getting close to the publishing of the book and she was freaking out. I said, what are you going to do? Wait till your father dies? Because it was loosely based on the Filipino culture. She said, are you going to wait for your father to die? I just said it. Are you waiting for your father to die before you publish your book? And so we just had to go through hurdle after hurdle after hurdle, and we made it. Made it, and she published. So it was a really great experience for both of us, for me to see a friend publish her book after she had been wanting to for so long.
Y'all hear Debbi. Debbi say, she said it earlier, she can help anyone, but you have to be intentional about what you want to do as well. I mean, you just can't just sit there and think she gonna do all the work. No, you see, Debbi a little feisty now. You know what I'm saying? Debbi gonna put some smoke to the fire. You know what I'm saying? So you come play with D, you better not come messing around. And so, Debbi, I really have enjoyed you today. I got one more question for you. You spoke about this a little bit not too long ago. You talked about legacy. So let me ask you this: what does follow your passion, live your purpose truly mean to you?
Yeah. So whatever it is that you're doing, if it's in work, I could not be in real estate if I didn't love it. If I didn't, it's all these different pieces. You're moving, you're putting things together, you're helping people. You get that feeling of gratitude when someone gets to the other side. So I could not do real estate if I didn't love it. So I think people have to really love what they do. But beyond my real estate is my books and my coaching. And that all gives me the same fulfillment, or my charity work. So I'm doing the things that feed my soul, different for everyone, of course. And my bigger goal that I shared a long time ago with people, when people say, well, what do you want to do? Like, if you didn't do real estate, what would your big goal? I said, well, I'd love to tour the world, sharing positivity and kindness and helping and inspire people and helping people however I can. And the crazy thing is, this book, Mindset in Motion, I wasn't planning on writing a sixth book. I was actually setting out to write a TED Talk, to give a TED Talk and take the course. But on day one, I was overwhelmed. Like, what is my topic? Am I going to talk about real estate, design, the empty nest, helping people? What will that be? And then I realized the next morning I needed to write another book, because I needed to know exactly what I was going to speak about. And it had to come from the heart. And so it ended up being a book to help people, to help anyone. So I reversed engineered my goals and came up with the 5-step method that everyone can use. So my purpose is to go around now with this book. I didn't know the vehicle when I said it, but now I have the vehicle. I have the vehicle and the tool that I can go and I can talk on this book and help people and give them a very easy 5-step method. They just need to plop it in and follow it, but they do have to activate.
You got to activate. So let me ask you, you're talking about the TEDx talk. You said that turned into a book. What did your TEDx talk topic actually come about? What was the topic?
Well, the funny thing is, in my book, I talk about something called the pivot and adjust. I watched my son on the play field playing lacrosse most of his life, and he was always pivoting and adjusting. And I said, that's like what we do in business and in personal life. We have to pivot and adjust, right? During different markets, during different things that happen in our lives. And so I set out a year ago, March, to take the course one afternoon. But when I woke up the next morning, I realized before I did a TED Talk, I needed to write a book. So now, fast forward, and this is too long to go into, but I will tell you now, fast forward, I clearly know what I'm speaking about because it's in writing and it's here and it's my story and it's about helping people. And not only, this is crazy, so you have to go through and you do a TED Talk, make application after application, submit. By divine intervention or whatever happened, I was invited to do a TED Talk in Africa on my birthday, July 14th.
Wow.
So I will be traveling the world, like I said, spreading my word about how I can help people and help them figure out their purpose and live their passion.
Oh, man. Congratulations on that. What a birthday present.
I know, right?
You go out there, you knock it out the park, Debbi. Hey, so I normally do this in the middle, man, but I've been having so much fun talking to you about so much stuff. You're dropping so many nuggets. Tell us a little bit about your podcast before I ask you.
Yeah. So my podcast is called Mastering the Art of Success. It was called Mastering the Art of Real Estate, but I had a lot of people from different vocations coming to me and different backgrounds. And I wanted to be inclusive, include everyone, because everyone has a story. Mm-hmm. And so I pivoted a year into it from Mastering the Art of Real Estate to Mastering the Art of Success. And you can go to debbipodcast.com and it's on YouTube. And it's every Thursday live at 11 a.m. So I practice what I preach. I was not a podcaster. I had never done video. And my very first show was live 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on Friday. And now it's on Thursday live. And I have always recorded live and just figured it out along the way.
Yeah, I know that feeling. So let me ask you this, Debbi. With all the stuff that you got going on, real estate, books, TEDx talks in Africa, all these things, how do you fit in the time to do a podcast?
Oh, well, that's the easy part. It is structured. It is like what I love about it so much is the rest of my life is like, in real estate, you're in motion all the time. Things are happening and you have to do this and go everywhere. But the podcast is set. It's 11 to 12 every Thursday. That's it. And guests have now started coming to me. So my calendar's booked throughout the year. We'll have to get you on next year. And yeah, so it's a set time. I have a producer, so I don't do any of the back end. And so I click in live, we do it, I'm done, and that's it.
Right.
And then it goes everywhere.
I know. So let me ask you this, because, people ask me all the time, like, with podcasting, I just want to get your thought on this. They say, well, what is it about podcasting, like the ins and outs? I say the most important thing to me with podcasting is being consistent. You have to be consistent.
Yes.
So because when people start looking for you or whatever, or if you don't be consistent with it, you can kind of like tend to fall off, say, oh, I missed this week, I missed the next week. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So you have to be consistent, and that goes with discipline. So, Debbi, now, where can we find you at? Where can we find Mindset in Motion? Where can we find the book? Where can we find you on social media? Where can we find your teaching? Where can we find you after you do this TEDx talk? Tell us a little bit about yourself, D.
Yeah, you can find everything at DebbiDiMaggio.com, and it's DEBBI. Thank you for getting it right. It's Debbi. It's just my name.com. And you can go to get my book on Amazon at mindsetinmotion.book.com on Amazon and my other books. And you can go to bookdebbi.com to read about the book, to book me for speaking or coaching or real estate. It's all there, bookdebbi.com, DEBBI.
Now, you wouldn't happen to be no kin to the late, great Yankees DiMaggio, right? Are you?
Third cousins.
What? I am sitting here talking to a celebrity. You know what? And I asked you that because when I saw the name, that's the first thing popped up in my mind. Like, because you don't see that name too often. You know what I'm saying? So I asked, like, what this is some kid, Joe DiMaggio that played for the Yankees back in the day. So yeah, third cousins. Wow, that's cool. So Debbi, before we get out of here, just leave us with one last nugget, one last Mindset in Motion nugget that you have for the audience before we leave.
I'm going to give you one word, and it is activate.
Activate.
Get into motion and activate. You've got to get moving. Don't sit at home. Don't, especially if you're feeling down or you're like, oh, the market's not good or this or that, or I just went through this in my personal life or whatever it is, personal, business, whatever. Get up, get dressed, get out. And you never know what's going to happen. Be on the lookout for the magic. You have to be out when you're connecting with people. I was busy doing what I was doing today, and now I have this great conversation with you. For me, that's the spark in the day. Like, how great to have this conversation with you. Be on the lookout. You're walking down the street, you're walking your dog, and you might have a conversation with someone. You might stop in the grocery store and someone smiles at you. You might, go to the office and you have a dialogue with your colleague. You've got to get out and you have to activate. No one's going to do it for you. My book will give you a guideline. There's 5 steps. But in the end, I can only take you so far and I can give you ways to do what it is you want to do. And that's what I coach on. There's ways to activate, but you do need to activate when you're given those tools.
That's the word for the day, you all. Activate. Put it in motion. Put your mindset in motion. And another thing Debbi said that it was key today, you have to still communicate with people because, saying, this camera boy, I tell you, let's go with every head motion I do. Pick up the phone and call somebody. You know what I'm saying? If you need to talk to them, talk to them. Don't leave no text messages that's not really text message when you need to make that call like she got to do when she get off this call. So Debbi, I really appreciate you coming on today. This conversation with Debbi is a reminder that success is never just about business. It's about people, relationships, purpose, and having the courage to keep growing through every chapter of life. Whether you're buying your first home, building a business, reinventing yourself, or simply trying to stay aligned with your purpose, the foundation always starts within, because long-term success isn't built through hype. It's built through consistency, accountability, and intentional action taken day by day, as she said. activate, and build brick by brick. If this episode encouraged you, inspired you, or gave you clarity for your next season, share it with someone who's building something meaningful in their own life. Hey, this your boy CJ Moneyway. You have been listening to the CJ Moneyway Show with my girl Debbi all the way out there in LA, San Francisco, wherever you want to find that. She say if you got a need, even if you're in Portugal, she got somebody for you. Hey, until the next time, it's your boy CJ Moneyway. We out of here. Peace.
You've been listening to the CJ Moneyway Show. Where real stories, real lessons, and real perspective come together. Remember, move with patience, move with purpose. That is the mindset of a panther. Until next time, keep building your legacy brick by brick by brick by brick.
Music style.